Good morning. Beautiful day in Kerrville. I'm going to talk a little bit this morning about slotted slingshots. First, we're going to discuss how they used to be and how they are now, for the better way of doing it. The old slingshots, like the Whammo, like the Victor, and several others, had slots that were open at the top and closed down here. They're made out of wood, so they saw it in from the top. A better way is to have a slingshot with a slot that's open at the bottom like this, or open at the side like this. The reason for that is if the slot is open at the top, the bands tend to want to work out when you're shooting, especially if you're shooting a very fast set of bands. They tend to want to start working out, and you're constantly readjusting them and pulling them back and down in the slingshot. With the slots down and the slots out, that don't happen. These slingshots have got a slot that's about 3/32 of an inch wide. It's made for 2 layers of 030. So this is a single layer slingshot here band. So I decided to double it and put it on here to show you how it's done. I'm going to use little strips of gum rubber here, about 3/32 of an inch wide to 1/16 of an inch thick gum rubber. And I'm going to take this band off now and then reinstall it. Let you see how that's done. To take it off, I'm going to grab it like that and pull it like I was going to adjust it. Slide the little strip of rubber out, grab it and pull it out. It's out. Now, to put it back in, I'm going to put it in. I'll put it right back in the same one. Get a piece of rubber level here. I'm going to fold the rubber. Now, I'm not for sure I'm putting it in the right way. I'm just doing this to show you how it's done. I'm going to set that up there. I'm going to stretch the rubber out and slide it right down in there. Just like that. Make sure it's pretty level. Take a little piece of gum rubber and stick it in there. Hold it with my finger while I pull it up. Get a hold of that outside loop there and pull everything up tight. Now, it don't look like it's tight, but it is not going anywhere, as you can see. It's there. It's permanent. The little gum rubber's tight. It doesn't move. Nothing moves. It'll stay put, just like that. Now, let's talk about how these two slingshots are made a little bit. This one here is made from a single piece of 1/4 inch cold rolled steel. It's heated red hot to bend. And it's bent like this. Goes up and around and back. You can jig to make your bends. Just make sure it's hot. And then when you get the frame bent, to put the grip on it, I use the dowel. I cut the dowel in two, put a couple of screws to hold it on in place, and a little epoxy here and there, you can see down in there. And then when it's all locked up, I take this grip, wet it with alcohol, and set it up like that, and drive the grip on, banging on it with a small mallet or a piece of small little long piece of wood. Get it on there and twist it and pull it up against there so that when you got your hand right up against it, it's comfortable. This one here is a little bit different. I'm going to show you down in there what there is down in there. There's a piece of radiator hose with a piece of Krylon tubing over it, and then that's all locked in place with a dowel, a 1/4 inch dowel that's driven right down in there. And then over the Krylon tubing, I put a little alcohol in this grip, shake it up, start it on there, and tap it on and get it in place. Now, what you want to do when you have a hammer grip or a pistol grip type slingshot like this is you want to keep your forks pretty close here. This is about 1.25 inches from here to here. That way you don't put much torque. When you pull on your bands, you don't try to twist your hand like that. Same thing's true with this one. You want to keep the center of this and the top of your hand about 1.25 inches away from each other. And then that way you haven't got much to twist. That's typical of a hammer grip. If you shoot holding your thumb and forefinger, you need to put some padding on these rods, because the rods are not real comfortable like that. I shoot this style of slingshot with a pistol or a hammer grip. There's many styles of slingshots. This is just two, and I wanted to talk about how to install bands because several people had asked me that. Well, there's a couple of white wings singing in the background. You probably can't hear them going woo woo, and I heard a redbird a little while ago singing. And it's a very nice day. My clothes are not approved this morning by my wife, so I don't believe I'll show her this video before I publish it. Thank you for watching. I hope that this was informative for you. Bye now.